A painter or a client, maybe you are into the painting industry, kindly pay attention to this video. Yes, a lot of painters have been deceived that dampness can be treated by just the application of graffiato, tyroline, marbles, or even tiles. Some people go to the extent of using terrazzo. Yes, you might use all this, but the problem is still there. Kindly pay attention to this video. Watch for more education on how to manage dampness. Remember, this is Shuva Inventives. Don't forget to subscribe and like and share. Thank you. Enjoy the video. To solve dampness problem, a lot of people suggest dampness can be solved by applying graffiato paint. But how true is this claim? Can graffiato solve dampness problem? What about tiling? Because nowadays, tiling has become one of the main things people use to solve dampness. While some try using the right channel, they however ignore the 30 days curing process. Dampness can affect your wall, both interior and exterior. Some of the solutions some suggest is tyroline, graffiato, and many other ideas that they've brought up, including stones, wall injection, terrazzo, and many others. Honestly speaking, most constructors have to examine a soil before putting up a building. Whilst this has been ignored, we continue to face extreme dampness problems, thus causing financial loss to our client. And to curb this situation, I am making this video to help both the painter and the client. So you can call this video an educational video. But before I continue, what does dampness means? Dampness, according to Google, refers to a state of being slightly wet or moist, often used to describe the presence of excess moisture in the air or on surfaces. So if a wall surface is damaged as a result of water and rising of salt together, this is called dampness. And to solve this, you need a lot of patience to do that. Let me put this on record that dampness doesn't have everlasting solution, but it has a long-lasting solution. Mark my words. Dampness can be managed for a very long time if you carefully use the right material with the right description by the manufacturer, which I'll be showing you later in this video. In fact, I have a lot to say as far as dampness issue is concerned, but I don't want to keep you boring with a lot of talk. Let's watch this solution by Coral Paint.
How to treat walls affected by rising damp. Rising damp is one of the most common wall problems in Ghana. It is caused by moisture rising from the ground into the walls, affecting their lower part. In this video, we will show you how to treat damp walls using Coral damp-proof epoxy paint. Step 1. Surface preparation. This is the first and most important step of a good painting job, and it varies depending on the condition of the walls being treated. For newly plastered walls, wait 30 days for the plaster to cure so that the moisture level drops to 12% or below. For previously painted walls, remove all existing paint, as Coral damp-proof epoxy should always be applied directly over a bare plaster surface. For walls with deteriorated plaster, chisel off the weak plaster. Replaster as needed and wait 30 days for the new plaster to cure. After having prepared the walls accordingly, sand and dust them off. Step 2. Preparation of the damp-proof epoxy paint. Before starting with the product preparation, measure the surface to be painted in order to determine how much paint you will need. 1 gallon of 3.6 litres can spread up to 12.5 square metres per coat. Coral Damp-Proof Epoxy Paint is a 2-pack product consisting of 2 components, A, the paint, and B, the catalyzer. The mixing ratio is 8:1, that is 1 gallon of paint, 3.2 litres, to 1 can of catalyzer, 0.4 litres. Shake component A very well and stir it until totally homogeneous. Then add component B slowly under constant stirring. Close the lid and wait for 30 minutes to allow the catalyzer to fully incorporate into the paint. This is called induction time. Now, Coral Damp-Proof Epoxy Paint is ready for application and you have 6 hours to use the product before it hardens. This is called pot life. Step 3. Product application. Ensure your surface is dry, clean, free of dirt and other contaminants. Check if the consistency is adequate for application. If too thick, add Coral Wand Epoxy thinner gradually. Do not use any other type of thinner. Apply the first coat of Coral Damp-Proof Epoxy Paint with a brush and wait for 24 hours. Apply the second coat with an epoxy roller and wait for 48 hours before applying Coral acrylic filler or the top coat. Coral Damp-Proof Epoxy Paint should be applied 120 centimeters above ground level. The walls must be treated on both sides, interior and exterior. Remember that painting is not only about using the right products, but also following the right procedures. And for best results, always use Coral and Dulux paints.
If you have enjoyed this video, kindly subscribe to this channel and leave your comment at the comment section. Thanks for watching.